the February 2018 Throwback Day, and today we're going to be taking a look at a very interesting film. We're going to be looking at the 1961 classic The Hustler, starring some of the legends of Hollywood, including George C. Scott, the legendary Paul Newman, Jackie Gleason, and Piper Laurie. So this is a very interesting film about a guy named Fast Eddie Felson, who is a pool shark, a guy that likes to hustle people out of their money while playing pool. And one day, after thinking that he's doing good at what he does, he wants to take on one of the best pool players and also one of the best hustlers in the game, who is Minnesota Fats, who is played by Jackie Gleason. And when he finally shows up to meet his greatest rival, while he thinks that he could in fact be the best, he finds out that he really isn't the best, and he's got a lot of work to do if he really wants to be one of the best pool sharks in the game. And no matter how many people who tell him you're making a mistake, you really are not the best, he doesn't care. He'll keep doing what he's doing no matter what anybody thinks until he goes back to Minnesota Fats and finally beats him. So this is a very interesting film. It's a very slow burn. It's got very engaging characters, and crazily enough, not really many likable characters. I actually would say this, and see if you can find the comparison, but this was the 1961 I, Tonya, because it's characters that are just doing not so great things, and they just don't care because they just are doing what they feel is best for them, and not a single damn is given. And that's what Paul Newman's character is all about. He meets people throughout this movie, like his girlfriend Sarah, who is no better than him. She's a lush, constantly getting into messes, and even when she tries to get herself out of those holes, she just digs herself right back into one because she kind of feels that that is her happy place. And the same thing can be said about Fast Eddie. Same kind of guy. And even when he's clawing himself back to the top, he gets more, much more than he bargains for. But he just doesn't care because he's got his eye on the prize, and he is going to get that prize even if it costs him more than just a couple of dollars and maybe a broken thumb. Also, George C. Scott's character is very powerful. This is a guy that just loves to take chances and bet his money. But when he finally realizes that Eddie is just a cocky guy who could be the best but can definitely screw it all up in an instant, he really doesn't feel that this is the kind of guy that he wants to back. And through Eddie's trials and tribulations, he just decides, what the heck, I'm just going to do this because this guy has gone through so much in order to be the best. But then a couple of important things in Eddie's life actually happen, where the two of them end up in a stalemate, and finally Eddie realizes who he is, what he wants in life, and in the end, he will find out if he truly is the best and if this is really his calling. I didn't really enjoy this movie at first because I really was expecting something completely different, but as the movie moves on, it really turns into something truly special. And part of me really wants to see the sequel that came out decades later. As a matter of fact, it's called The Color of Money. It is directed by Martin Scorsese. This is a Martin Scorsese film that I have not seen, and it also stars a very young Tom Cruise, and I'm quite certain that the sequel, many people actually say, is better than the original, and it actually got Paul Newman an Academy Award for his performance. The Hustler actually had 9 Academy Award nominations, and Paul Newman was nominated for this performance, but it is crazy to see when the sequel actually does surpass the original, and the actor who plays this legendary character finally gets his justice in the form of an Oscar for his performance. I would definitely recommend The Hustler because it is definitely something that is different, especially in the golden age of Hollywood and cinema. I will definitely be watching this movie again, not millions of times, but definitely again, and I actually own it on DVD thanks to my wife because she actually won it at a school auction along with a couple of additional DVDs that came with this, like A Bronx Tale, which I also saw for the first time and enjoyed as well. So yeah, I own a copy of The Hustler without even knowing if I was going to like this movie or not. But I'm glad that I took this chance because it is a very, very well done film. I'm going to give The Hustler 3 stars out of 4. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Put your comments in the box below and let's discuss The Hustler. Hustler, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.